Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are making Mpotompoto for our babies and toddlers. For this recipe I am using potatoes. So we are making potato pottage. Before we start cooking, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me once again. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you are prompted every time I post a new video. Let's get cooking. Obviously, the first thing we are going to need are potatoes. So I'm using Irish potatoes, but you can also use sweet potatoes. I will also be using boneless chicken breast, but if you want to use any other protein, you can use any meat of your choice or even fish. I also have here blended fresh tomatoes. I will also be using blended onions. Here I have grated carrots, which I'll be hiding somewhere in our Mpotompoto. Lastly, on my palette, I have Porridge, green pepper that is, and then some powdered fish and salt to taste. What I did with my green pepper was just chop with my knife. There is really no Mpotompoto without your palm oil, so that will be the last ingredient we will need. So on medium-low heat, I'll be putting in my chicken, and then I'm adding my blended onions. Onions add great taste and flavor to any kind of food. I'll give this a light stir and then add some extra spice, which is a little of my fish powder. You can also use shrimp powder. I will then mix them all up and then add a bit of water and cover to steam. Our chicken is now ready and of the tenderness I want. So I'm adding my fresh tomatoes, which are blended of course. Then I'll stir this in. Then I'll cover to simmer for about 5 more minutes. As you can see, my tomatoes are boiling now. So I give it a quick stir. Then the next thing I'll be doing is adding my potatoes. So to make this cook faster, I pre-boiled my potatoes. If you add your potatoes in without boiling first, you may have to cook for a longer time and add more water so that the potatoes will be very soft. Bearing in mind that you're making this for a baby or a toddler. As you can see, I'm adding a little more water because I want this to be super soft so it's easier for my toddler to chew. I'm giving this another quick stir and then I'll cover and allow to boil for maybe 7 minutes. Then once it starts to boil, I give it another stir and cover again for another 5 minutes on fire. Now our Mpotompoto is boiling. Still making sure not to burn this, I am giving it another stir. Now we are ready to add in our grated carrots. This should be about 5 minutes till your Mpotompoto is ready, so as not to lose its nutritional value as well as maintain some crunch in the Mpotompoto. Here I'm adding the rest of my powdered fish and then give it another stir so that it will simmer for 5 extra minutes. At this point, I will be using a banku stirrer to mash some of my potatoes in my Mpotompoto. Please feel free to use anything that would help you in the mashing. You're not restricted to using the banku stirrer. I will leave some potato chunks in there for my toddler to chew on. Last but not the least is our palm oil. I am adding 3 tablespoons. I am stirring this in and leave it to cook for about 2 extra minutes. So to save time, I cooked for both my baby and toddler. So what I'm doing right now is fetching some of the Mpotompoto and setting it aside for my baby, because this, as we have it here, has no salt and pepper. So now I am adding my pepper and salt to taste. I'll give this one last stir. And now our Mpotompoto is ready. This is for my toddler and this is for my baby. Be sure to try this recipe for your baby and toddler, and do let me know how they enjoy it. Until next time, keep blooming.